an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. On the web at betsplumbing.com or at 14 Coleman Avenue in Westfield.
Saturdays were made for polka. Tune in to the Polka Jammer Network starting at 6 a.m. and Polka Hall of Famer Billy Bellina, Breakfast at BB at 8:30.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
Good morning and welcome to Superintendents Spotlight. As you can see from our background, it is slightly drizzly and really just a gloomy day, but the high is going to be 66 today.
A little later today.
A little later, not
Yep.
right now.
Yep.
Right now it's about 40, but it is going to be warm. We will take it.
Even the camera up in the cupola is wet.
Yeah, it's raining. It was raining pretty good at one point this morning, and then the weekend looks like rain too. So April showers, here we are. This is what happens.
May flowers.
Yeah. So we'll take it. A little sunshine wouldn't be horrible, but we'll take it. So every week we broadcast live here from Studio 120 here at Westfield Technical Academy, and the restaurant, which is right next door, Tiger's Pride, does a terrific job, and we're going to do their menu right now. What do you think?
I'm already hungry. I didn't have a good enough breakfast. This may be a little hard for me.
It's going to be hard for me.
I wish it was about an hour and a half later, because then I could go.
Oh, I know, because the special salad today is a grilled chicken salad, marinated grilled chicken over fresh greens with garden vegetables, cantaloupe, strawberries, feta cheese, and your choice of dressing.
Ooh, I like the fruit in the salad.
Yeah, me too. The entrees today is orange ginger chicken or a personal pepperoni pizza, and the sandwich specials are ham and pickle salad, served on a fresh baked roll with lettuce and tomato, served with chef's side, or you can get a bacon, chicken, and ranch wrap, which also sounds good. Crispy chicken tenders with lettuce, tomato, bacon, and ranch dressing rolled in a flour tortilla. Now, the soups today are cheeseburger chowder.
Ooh, I know somebody who likes that.
Might be me. Or French onion soup. Now, tomorrow, the soups and the salads are the same, and so are the sandwiches, but the entrees tomorrow are fish and chips. It's Friday, right?
Right.
And the other one is a short rib quesadilla,
Ooh.
and that sounds outstanding.
Orange ginger chicken also sounds really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you weren't hungry, you are now. So there you go. The restaurant is open from 10:45 to 12:15. You can call for takeout, curbside pickup, or you can eat in 564-3123 if you have any questions. So, the show.
The show.
Thank you for co-hosting with me today again, Dr. Morris. I appreciate it.
Happy to be here.
Who do we have?
So we are excited because during this week, National Paraeducators Day is celebrated. Paraprofessionals, some places.
And I want to say
paraprofessionals,
it's either
some
yesterday or
paraeducators.
today, but I've seen both, so we're just going to go with the week.
It is. Why not use
us a
all
week,
week? Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we're really happy to have two of our paraprofessionals in the district. I'll let them introduce themselves and the schools they work in for us. But thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for the critical work you do, which we'll talk in a lot of detail about. Kara, do you want to start?
Yep, sure. I'm Carrie Harrington. I am over at the intermediate school.
And you're not a rookie to the show.
I'm not. I was here about a month ago
Yeah.
with the drama club,
Yes.
which was a fun experience.
That was a great experience.
The kids had a blast. So I started in '98. Yep. So this is going on. I believe it's my 26th year. And I just
Thank you for that.
Yes. Well, thank you. And I've worked with some great teachers, and I love being a part of their classrooms, and I love, sometimes I'm able to run small groups, and I love it. So, yeah, it's been a while. So
Excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
Nice. I'm Natasha, Grand Marshal. I've been with the district coming up on my 10th year
Thank you.
in August.
Yeah.
And I work at Westfield Intermediate. I've been there probably since 2019. Before that, I was at Munger as a one-to-one paraprofessional and everything else.
Yeah.
And I work in the DLP classroom, which is the Developmental Learning Program.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, and we're happy to have you and appreciate the work that you do. According to my notes, Paraprofessional Appreciation Day is today, but paraprofessionals are actually titles that are given to people in different fields, not just education, but also healthcare, even law, engineering, or even human resources, by the way. And they are assistants to the main professionals. And but nowadays, and I believe this 100%, paraprofessionals really, you're more than just an assistant now. I think that the role has changed.
It has.
Over the years, and you both actually have experience enough to know that it's changed. I mean, you had talked about running small groups, right?
Yes.
And I think about centers. Is that,
Yes.
is that, yeah.
Yes.
And so you're actually teaching as well, not just,
Yep.
right. And your roles in our schools are critical. Please know that. And we very much appreciate it. Right, Mike? Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, I think often we talk about who works closest with kids. And I will say this, I truly believe it. There's no role in our district other than paraprofessionals that works more closely with students, whether it's one-on-one with students with disabilities who need access to the support so they can access the curriculum. It's a requirement as per their IEP, but also what we'd want to do anyway, ethically, morally, and educationally, or running small groups, that you are working so directly with kids, and the impact on kids is so tangible. I know from speaking to other paraprofessionals, one of the things they really enjoy is they can see the efforts of their work. Sometimes it's central office, it's a little more removed, right?
Right.
Right.
But you're directly working, and I remember back when I was teaching, I worked with a paraprofessional, and the parents would come in for a parent conference, and they'd say, "Oh, I really want to talk to the paraprofessional because she knows our kids better than we do at this point," right? Because you think of how much time paras spend with
true.
kids, and then how sometimes little, including my own kids, talk to their parents when they get home, that they really know the kids inside and out. And it's just, we're so appreciative of that work because it really makes everybody else in the organization be able to do their jobs because the kids are well served by you all. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I feel like the paras now are being offered more like professional development.
Right.
I was able to join the professional development committee for the Unit D, and I'm so happy to be a part of it because, I'm able to talk to some of the other Unit D members as to what type of professional development will help them support whatever classroom they're in. And so I think the role of a paraprofessional is it's kind of evolving.
Yeah, I was going to say it is evolving.
It is.
And to that point, you're not just working with kids. I mean, you
Right.
were on the show about a month ago
Yeah.
with the Westfield Intermediate School because you're involved in the drama club.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
So you're not just, you're doing extra above and
Yeah,
beyond
and,
that,
and
too.
I love that opportunity.
Yeah.
I love that opportunity for sure. And
The
I
kids seem to love you.
Well, thank you. Thank
So that's a
you.
good thing.
Well, Mr. Miller's been wonderful with supporting, the Unit D members and doing other things.
So it's interesting because when I was a principal here, we really didn't have a Unit D PD thing. So it was always from central office. It was always, try on the principal to incorporate
Yeah.
somehow. And what I've wanted to change when I became superintendent was to do that. And I know it took a little bit, but to get a PD committee with funding for paras was one of my goals as well. And because it's important.
I agree.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. So,
Absolutely, and we're happy that's in the contract now. So it's not just like, oh, we can do it one year, not the other. It's actually we've codified it, as an organization where it's part of our belief system about how to support paraprofessionals. And we've got paraprofessionals who are lifelong paraprofessionals. We have some paraprofessionals who then want to become teachers, and we want to
sure,
support
yeah.
both of those. People who want to stay in that field, want to give them the skills so they can be as successful as possible. And for people who are like, I might want to try something different in our organization, no one knows the kids better. And we have a lot of positive examples of paraprofessionals who've wanted to make that change, and we want to support them.
absolutely.
It's been great.
Yeah. So what would you say
Oh, boy.
is, well, I mean, you both love your jobs, it's clear, and we love that, and
Yeah.
we want people to come to work liking their job,
For
as
sure.
much as
Yeah.
possible. What about the job do you think is your favorite? What do you look forward to the most?
Well,
Sorry, that's a big question.
well, I really like to build the relationships. This year, I'm an inclusion para in the building. And so
So
I'm
what does
go-
that mean
I-
for those who may
so,
not
Yep.
know?
So I'm going in between the 5th and 6th grades in a lot of the science classes, some reading classes. And so I get to see a lot of the kids on different teams and everything. And I really enjoy that sometimes they'll come over to me and I can just feel the relationship, the good rapport. And sometimes they'll tell me things, that maybe that were on their mind that day.
Yeah.
And just, I guess, building that relationship. And I also really like to obviously support them academically. And I like to kind of get a good read on what they need, so that if maybe the teacher's teaching the entire class, I can kind of say, what if we try this? Can I take them in the back and work on this or that? So I really like to get to know the kids that I'm working with.
We know that our kids are going to be more successful if they have a trusted adult in the building.
Mm-hmm.
That's you.
One of them.
One of them.
Yes, we have some wonderful paras.
Absolutely.
Really and truly.
But you just described what I think, a relationship that Mike was talking about earlier. You're more direct one-on-one.
Yeah.
As a teacher who has 25 kids in the
course.
class,
Yes.
it's very hard to give individualized attention to a student, but we have kids who definitely need that.
Right.
Need that. How about you?
I would say definitely would definitely agree with Carrie with the building relationships. Probably one of my favorite parts is when those students come in the morning and they're really happy to see you.
And I've seen it.
And like even if I had a terrible morning before I got there or whatever, and you come in and you see these little faces and they're just it's really it sounds like a little corny, but it is
Not at all.
so fulfilling, I have to say. Like it's one of my favorite
I
parts.
miss that about being a building principal because
Yeah.
I used to stand when everybody would come in. I was at the doorway greeting people, and of course, high school kids aren't always as happy to be up at 7:15 in the morning.
Yeah, right.
So if you get a smile, that's a win.
It is.
That's a win
Right.
because they're still half
But
asleep.
you're part of their day.
Absolutely.
You're part of their day, whether they're giving you a smile or not.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You might,
Or a,
Yeah, exactly. Well, I guess
even
got
a
the
head
grunt.
nod, right?
a head
Right.
nod,
I'll
like
take
that.
it though.
Yeah.
I'll take
But
it.
I was
yeah.
at Munger Hill the other day We went to Munger
That's
Hill,
right.
and I went to a teacher's classroom, and the teacher introduced me to the kids, and they were doing work, and they were all doing really well on their work, and they started talking to me, and even before I left, I was getting fist pumps and everything,
Yeah.
and the kids didn't even really know me, and that was like a first grade class, so it was just awesome, and the kids for me, when you get to go out and see them, it reminds you why we do what we do every day, right? And some days are more challenging than others.
Absolutely.
But the end, it's all for the kids, and they are the top priority here. So, all right. So we play a little game on the show. We play 4 songs.
I heard.
Okay.
I'm ready.
So you have to try to guess the years that these songs came up, and this first song, was number 17 of the year we're looking for. You ready, Pete?
Hey, Mr. DJ, put a record on. I wanna dance with my baby. Number 17.
Support for community radio on WSKB is provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. On the web at bettsplumbing.com or at 14 Coleman Avenue in Westfield.
Join me, Tina Gorman, each week from 6 to 8 a.m. for Wake Up Wednesday, when my guests and I discuss health, wellness, and lifestyle reimagined.
Community Radio 89.5 WSKB.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
And welcome back to Superintendents Spotlight. So that was music by Madonna. It was number 17.
That awkward era when everything sounded like crappy club music.
Yes, yes. Very, very true, Pete. Very true. Here's something about paraprofessionals, by the way, that I don't think you knew. It was in the 1960s where paraprofessionals were first hired to work in schools around the United States with the help of President Lyndon B. Johnson's Great Society Anti-Poverty Program. Wow. So that's the history. They started in the 60s. See, we try to educate a little bit here on the show. And how to observe Paraprofessionals Day. Well, how about just thanking your para? Thank them. Thank you. Thank you. See, that's a good way. and treat them. I feel like that's changed, right? Because when I was a student, we had paras in school, but I don't feel, and maybe this is just in my experience, that they were given as much respect as they're given today. I think it's increased. Would you say that's true?
100% agree with that. Yep.
Yep. So it's evolved over time where I think you're getting the due respect that you deserve, and it's no longer thought of as a lesser position in a school.
Right.
It's just as important as any other position that we have. And we have paras across the district. I believe 177 at last count.
Yes.
I think that's accurate. 177 paras in our district. And that includes people here, like we have shop assistants here, which are essentially paraprofessionals as well, but they also assist with the shop. So like we're in the graphic and communications shop, not just graphics, obviously we have TV, radio, and visual communications, right? There's a shop assistant here, and the shop assistant works with kids, but one of the things that this shop does is they do print work for everybody. So she also facilitates that piece, like working with the public that wants things printed, and the schools, because a lot of schools, I believe Westfield Intermediate has their envelopes printed here, things like that, right?
I was going to talk to them. We might need no, on a good thing. No. We were going to try to bridge something between the graphics and doing our playbill for our drama club. But we'll
neat. I like that.
Yeah, I was thinking
We do those often around here.
circle
Yeah, they
back
do
with that.
those here. That's something they do.
I would. We'll chat.
Okay. Sure. All right. Absolutely. They're in critical positions across the district, right? Even in our culinary arts department, we have a shop assistant that runs the front of the house, meaning the restaurant part, right? Handles the money, teaches kids how to use our POS system, which is point of sale system. Right, POS, is that what that stands for? Pete, I'm trying with the acronyms, but I always just POS. There are other meetings for POS, but we're going to skip that today, and we're going to go with point of sale.
Thank you for clarifying.
Yeah, and in some cases, like in electrical wiring, where we might have 16 kids in a class, right? So seniors, and they're going out to wire a home for somebody. The state regulations say you have to have one adult per 8 kids. So now you have the teacher and the shop assistant, who is also an experienced electrician. So, I mean, it's just really cool how they fill gaps in our schools in places that you wouldn't think of. Because when you think of a para, it's like a one-to-one or a classroom para, and we have paras in our K classes, right, in our preschool classes as well to help assist the teacher. I mean, we have 177, and each and every one of them is very valuable.
Absolutely. I was going to say they work with our youngest kids at Fort Meadow. They work with our 18 to 22-year-old population.
Right. Our transition program.
So, it really runs a gamut between 3 to 22 or 21. And all the different roles that you mentioned, one-to-one, working as inclusion, working as a classroom para. I was curious to ask, how did you end up having the role you're currently in? I'll start with Natasha since we started with Carrie before.
Well, I have an early childhood background, so I started initially as an infant toddler teacher, and then as my kids got older and started going to school, my mom actually suggests hey, what about getting a job in the schools? What do you think? So initially I ended up in the DLP program just by chance.
And that's our developmental learning program at Munger Hill.
At Munger, correct.
Yes.
Yeah, and my kids, attended school there at the time, so it was really cool to be able to see them at school. It was a little plus, but it was by chance. It was just a position that was open, and it was actually long-term sub at the time because it was like May. And then I got a call probably sometime during the summer to come back full-time for the school year, and I decided to do it. And I think over time, and over the years, depending on what student you're working with, that could change. So I like it because it gave me a more overall experience with a lot of different things. And that's when I came to really get close to Carrie, because we ended up in the same, the Essential Learning program together,
Yes.
because I was working with a student in that program. And so I do have that same experience with small groups. And so it made me more well-rounded. And just gave me experience with just different things. And now I'm back in the DLP program, where I started, and it's like my home. Yeah. I mean, I've been really
There's some
lucky.
great kids in your DLP
I've been
program,
really
too.
lucky, and also the staff as well. I've been lucky to work with some really, really great teams. We are like a family. And it's really like a humbling experience, I think. And it's been a blast.
And wouldn't you? So we're going to get to you,
No,
Carrie, in a
not
second.
a problem. No.
Would you say that the needs of our kids have changed since the pandemic?
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Really?
Oh,
Do
yeah.
you want to elaborate a little bit?
So, I mean, we went a lot, well, for our kids, I would say for DLP specifically, when we went for the pandemic and we came back, it was more the hybrid schedule.
Right.
But we came back.
Oh, those were fun days, weren't
We
they?
came back full time though.
Yeah.
So, and I'm actually at the time I was like, ugh, okay, but I appreciate it because our kiddos in there, they really needed that.
They absolutely did. Yeah.
I can speak for that part of it because I wasn't in another program for that. So I would say that our kids, it was a little difficult for them for the
Virtual?
the virtual learning. The virtual learning, some kids showed up, some kids didn't.
Right. It
and
worked
so
for
they,
some.
They really needed that in person. It was
Right.
really important for them. So I'm fortunate that we were able to do that.
Yeah.
All right.
So I had started
Mm-hmm.
at Highland School, where I actually went to elementary school, so it was kind of
neat.
funny. Yeah. And I was part-time for a bit, and I was a one-on-one at the time. So I was there for a few years as a one-on-one, and then I had my son, and I still wanted to do part-time. So I went to Fort Meadow and worked there. I was there for 11 years. So I had the smaller kiddos, and my children also went through there. So it was great. And then I loved the one-on-one aspect of it. I loved that position, but then I kind of wanted to be able to kind of branch out with the other kiddos. So I was a classroom para when I was at Fort Meadow, and then I just I kept going, and then we were at, I went from Fort Meadow to Juniper.
Oh,
Juniper
yeah.
Park.
Yeah. Those were the days.
So, yep, yep. And so I was in the Essential Life Skills for a few years, and then our program got moved over to Munger. So I've been at a few different schools, and then Munger had to move to intermediate. So my role for the good part of the past 10 years has been in the classroom, which again is what I love. And to answer the pandemic and what I've just seen the gap between even social emotional stuff, the academics.
I see more
it was-
mental health stuff too.
Oh, absolutely. The
Yeah.
amount of anxiety that we see and try to tackle. I've never seen this much.
You know why? And I asked
anxiety.
that question because I feel like there are some folks across the country, even in our own community, that feel like, well, this is how it was when I was a kid. Why can't they run school like they used to?
It's
But
different.
It's so different,
It's different
right?
now. The needs are different, and It's just, like I said, to see these kids come back with the amount of, not all of them, of course. Some of them were able to just
But
kind of
there's a
jump
lot.
back in. But a good amount, I've never seen the amount of
And I think
emotional support.
these
Oh, absolutely.
create more anxiety and such, right?
100%.
And I know, so we have a cell phone ban through 8th grade. And I think, I do like that. But the problem is the cell phones aren't just a problem for schools.
Right.
They're a problem for society.
Across the board.
Yeah. So that's interesting. I do think, what we see in terms of mental health, I mean, we have, since the pandemic, built a partnership with River Valley Counseling.
Yes.
And they're in our
Yep.
schools now because the need is so great. Like, that didn't happen when I was a student, and that
Right.
really didn't happen pre-pandemic either. But after the pandemic, we saw such an increase in student needs. And we've also added paras since then because a lot more of our students need individualized
Yes.
attention or the extra support in our classroom.
Absolutely. No, we continue to have needs and trying to hire more paras
Yep.
as well, because the more students are displaying, that, anxiety and some other challenges that, while the kind of high point of the pandemic is past, the impact is still being felt by our students. And
When it happened, I said it would take schools 10 to 12 years to recover from that. That was my prediction, and I think that's coming to fruition.
yes.
Yep.
I think that's accurate.
I'm not a site,
No, but still, it's. I agree with you, though.
Yeah.
It's gonna take a while.
And then, as terms of the rest of society, I can't predict that though. But because I still think we're suffering from some of the effects of
Yes.
that pandemic.
Yeah.
All right, Pete. It is 9:33. We're going to play our second song. This one is number 9 on the year that we're looking for.
If I fall a long way, pick me up and dust me off. And if I get too tired to make it, be my breath so I can walk. If I need some other love, then you give me more than I can stand. When my smile gets old and faded, wait around, I'll smile again. Shouldn't be so complicated. Just hold me and then, or just hold me again. Can you help me? I'm bent. I'm so scared that I'll never get put back together. Keep breaking me in, and this is how we will live with you and me. If I couldn't sleep, could you sleep? Could you paint me better off? Could you sympathize with my needs? I know you think I need a lot. I started out clean, but I'm jaded. Just falling in, or just breaking my skin. Can you help me? I'm bent. I'm so scared that I'll never get put back together. Keep breaking me in, and this is how we will live with you and me. Starting down me, it's never enough. help me, I'm bent. I'm so scared that I'll never get put back together. Keep breaking me in, and this is how we will live. With you and me living without understanding. Here I go there again. Can you help me? I'm so scared that I'll never get put back together. Yeah, you're breaking me in, and this is how we will live with you and me.
Underwriting for Community Radio on WSKB is brought to you in part by Rockies. Over 30 convenient locations throughout Massachusetts, Rhode Island, New Hampshire, Connecticut, and Florida. One of the nation's largest ACE dealers. Expertise and great product selection in paint, hardware, lawn and garden. That's Rockies. Rock solid service since 1926. On the web at Rockies.com.
I'm Mark Auerbach. Join me every Friday at 8 a.m. for Arts Beat, where you'll meet interesting actors, directors, designers, and musicians here in Western New England.
Community Radio 89.5 WSKB.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
And welcome back to Superintendents Spotlight. That was our second song. It was Bent by Matchbox 20. I had that CD. I mean, I still have CDs. I don't play them.
I sold mine.
But
They're in my basement.
They're part of your collection, right?
Yeah, but what am I keeping it for?
Do you have a CD player?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hasn't been used in
I was just
Somewhere.
Gonna say,
I digitized all mine and sold them at a tag sale. 'cause
You
I didn't
did?
have room for them.
I mean, I have a huge basement, and the amount of stuff I should just throw out, including that. I have DVDs. A DVD player I do not have. My last one broke. It was a 3D one. It was and then the 3D phase went out. It was kind of crazy. All right, so here's some facts about working life. I just thought we would talk about a few things. What do you think is the most common sick day?
Mental Health Day? I don't know.
Day after the Super Bowl.
No, what day of the week? But yes, the day after the Super Bowl is a
day
good
of the
day.
week. Yeah.
Huh? Monday is actually the most common sick day
I would
in every country except for Australia.
really.
Can't
I
explain
can see that. Yeah.
The least likely sick day, which I would have thought would have been the most likely, is Friday.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe it's
Interesting, yeah.
The first resume was written by Leonardo da Vinci. What do you think about that? Those go back a long time.
Wow.
Yeah. And the world's shortest working hours, right? Because we typically, in the United States, 30, 40, 80, whatever hours per week. In the Netherlands, their work week is 29 hours per week.
Wow.
Yeah. Not bad, right?
I like that.
And in case you didn't know, McDonald's, by the way, has set 1,700,000 employees.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
A
huge.
lot of employees.
It is. So, but we're going to talk about the day that is also today, that is not just Paraprofessionals Day. It is National Chocolate Mousse Day.
Ooh. Nice.
Terrible, right? Yeah. I saw lots of
Won't
disappointed
complain.
faces.
Yes, I won't complain.
On that. Every April 3rd, National Chocolate Mousse Day recognizes the decadent dessert that gained popularity in France in the 1800s. Mousse is prepared by beating eggs or cream or both to a frothy, airy consistency and then folding the ingredients together to create a light, creamy dessert. While mousse can be either savory or sweet, I'd like to focus on the chocolate mousse personally. I love chocolate.
Me too.
It's a weakness.
Same.
It's a weakness. And I think so Culinary Arts might be coming over to give us a sample of some chocolate mousse today. The words mousse and chocolate are derived from the French language, so it's not difficult to believe, obviously, that it started in France. And while we have no exact point in time when this may have been, we do know that chocolate was introduced to the French in 1615, and they fell in love with chocolate. You like chocolate?
I do.
Chocolate?
I
You're a
do.
Nestle Crunch guy.
I am. I like chocolate with a little bit of anything, like a I mean, mousse is great because it's got the eggs and it's got other things in there.
delicious.
You know, I just need a little something like a Hershey's bar. It's a little too much, too much.
Too
Right.
sweet?
Yeah, but like I like chocolate but mousse is
Something
great,
else.
and mousse is nice in the morning.
Peanut butter
It is.
too.
Sometimes
Peanut-
these
ooh,
foods
good
that it's National Food Day and it's like 9:40. I like the Cracker Jacks, but
Cracker Jacks was last week because we did opening day for baseball.
right, but it was a little early, right?
It was a little early for Cracker Jacks, and I
not
did
for
have
me.
some after the fact, and that's not good for my sugar.
I would not think that would be on National Diabetic Day. Probably,
No,
you know.
not a good choice. Do you have a favorite chocolate bar or brand or
I like
Lindt chocolate?
Caramello bars.
Caramello?
I do.
Those are like my favorite.
I
Oh my god, that and the
do.
Twix. Those are
Well,
mine
and
too.
Reese's peanut butter cups too,
Those
like
are
the
very
chocolate or
good.
the. I mean,
I like that.
Yeah, I like
Butter and
Reese's.
chocolate
Yes.
are
together. So I used to just take a Hershey's chocolate bar.
Yeah.
And dip it into the peanut butter
Oh,
jar
yep.
and just eat it like that. It was
well, you got
outstanding.
some protein.
I did, right? There you
Yeah,
go.
hey,
That's-
you got some protein.
I like
You're
her.
welcome.
See? You're like
You're
condemning
welcome.
me and
I
she's
know,
going either way. Favorite chocolate bar? Or chocolate experience?
Ooh,
I probably would say Reese's.
Reese's, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's good.
Or like Hershey with almonds. I can't have. I'm same as you. I can't have like a plain Hershey bar. It's got to be something else in it.
If I have a plain Hershey bar, it's usually on a s'more.
Yeah,
something like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I'll accept that.
You know what I'd say though? Chocolate covered fruit. It's just
Chocolate-covered
that's one of my
strawberries.
top 5 things.
Chocolate covered strawberries are amazing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because strawberries are really my favorite food on the planet.
Mine too.
Jeez.
Wow.
And and it's coming up to the season where you
It
go
really is,
strawberry picking,
yes.
and they're so fresh. They're not full of pesticides.
Yep. I get
they're
excited
just-
when they're like really, really red, and you're
Yeah,
like,
they just
oh,
mush in your mouth.
we're really.
We really are
we're
connecting.
really
I
like-
know. Wow. And so, but no, because the ones that you get in like May and June are not it's not what you get at the store. It's not. And if you go to a local farm and have to buy them, they have them in those wood quart containers,
Yes. Yep.
and they're like bleeding red, right?
Yes.
Because the juices
Oh, yeah.
from that's
Yes.
the best time to eat.
If it was nice out, I'd be going after
know.
winter.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Oh, wow. So, yeah, that's chocolate mousse. So before we're going to play our third song, and then culinary is right there at the door. This song is number 82 in the year that we're looking for.
Yeah, I was always a crazy one. Broke into the stadium and I wrote your number on the 50-yard line. You were always a perfect one and a valedictorian. So under your number I wrote, call for a good time. I only wanted to get your attention, but you overlooked me somehow. Besides, you had too many boyfriends to mention, and I played my guitar too loud. How do you like me now? How do you like me now? Now that I'm on my way, you still think I'm crazy, standing here today. I couldn't make you love me, but I always dreamed about living in your radio. How do you like me now? When I took off to Tennessee, I heard that you made fun of me. Never imagined I'd make it this far. Then you married into money, girl. Ain't it a cruel and funny world? He took your dreams and he tore them apart. He never comes home and you're always alone, and your kids hear you cry down the hall. Alarm clock starts ringing, who could that be singing? It's me, baby, with your wake-up call. How do you like me now? How do you like me now? Now that I'm on my way, you still think I'm crazy, standing here today. I couldn't make you love me, but I always dreamed about living in your radio. How do you like me now?
Listen to me, Michael Buster McMahon, Mondays 8 to 10 a.m. to learn the stories behind your favorite songs. Or don't. I'm not the boss of you.
Community Radio 89.5 WSKB.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
And welcome back to Superintendent Spotlight. So that song was How Do You Like Me Now by Toby Keith, was number 82.
The video for that song is awesome.
It is. If you haven't seen, now you have to go, at least you Google that on YouTube and watch the video, even though most of you hadn't heard the song, and I thought that was a pretty popular song back then.
It was huge.
Yeah, I thought so too. Our last song is going to be Higher by Creed. So we're going to do the Guest of the Year right now. Are you ready, Pete? What year do you think all four of these songs were on the top 100?
I think it was the turn of the century, and I'm waffling. I think it's 2000.
Okay. All right, Carrie.
I'm going to go with that.
Mike.
Go just to be different because I was thinking 2000. I'll go 2001.
Oh, I was going to say 2000.
Yeah, go with it. We were aligned on these. Yeah.
2001?
Yeah.
You have a guess?
99.
99? All right. And the answer is 2000. There you go.
All right, here we go.
Job, Carrie.
Okay. So in the studio now, and it's my favorite part of the show, really, when we get to feature our culinary arts students, and Ileanis is here to talk to us about, because it is National Chocolate Mousse Day, and I happen to love chocolate, and chocolate mousse is even better. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Okay. What grade are you in?
I'm in 11th grade.
You are. So you've been in culinary for 3 years? Yep. Do you love it?
I do.
Good. You can tell. You can tell, right? You can tell. She likes it.
Absolutely.
So we have this awesome chocolate mousse that we're about to get to sample. How do you make it?
So obviously we follow the recipe. To make the mousse, we have to melt chocolate. And we melt the chocolate and then we add hot coffee to it and we have to mix it. It starts off looking very like clumpy and weird, but it ends up coming all together. And then we have to let it chill for a little bit. And then to make the whipped cream, we used heavy cream and we added sugar and vanilla and we mixed that. But I learned almost the hard way. I almost messed it up. Mixing it too much, you could turn it into butter. So you have to really keep an eye on it when you're mixing it.
Wait a minute. There could be chocolate butter?
No, the whipped
heavy cream.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
All right,
Put that on toast.
Yeah, well, wouldn't that be something?
And I love that phrase, almost the hard way.
Almost the hard way.
I got to learn that. I learn things the hard way. I don't do the almost the hard way. You caught yourself. which I think is
Chef
great.
caught me before.
Yeah.
I was
Oh,
trying to get
okay.
other stuff prepared and I was not paying attention to it.
Is it easy to make? Can you make it at home?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. As long as you have the right ingredients.
Yeah?
What did I tell you, like the most important step in making the
Yeah.
mousse?
I forgot the word. It's
What do you do to your clothes when they come out of the dryer?
folding it. You have to fold in the mousse.
Fold it in.
Yeah.
You must be very gentle or it will deflate.
Yeah, how do you get it so fluffy?
Well, that's the mixing part. That gets it fluffy. The eggs mix. You mix in the eggs and it gets it fluffy.
See, that's the thing. Like I said, when I try to do new recipes, those little steps make a huge difference. And that's where like I learn the hard way. My family learns the hard way because they don't trust what I make. But like, I'm so impressed that you're like, you got the teamwork, you're working here, and those little differences make a huge difference in taste.
Or you think you don't have to do it, and you're like, it doesn't make a difference.
Exactly.
But it really does.
Yeah.
That's
It's
a key
there for a
step.
reason,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Have you made chocolate mousse before today?
No, this is my
This
first
is your
time.
first time?
Yep.
Yeah.
Would you make it again?
I think I would, yeah. It was like easy but fun at the same time.
Did you get to taste it?
I did.
And?
It tasted good.
So what do you want to do after you graduate from Westfield Technical Academy?
I want to try getting into Johnson & Wales, go to college, and then my dream is to open a bakery.
Wow.
Very nice.
Do you have any particular kind of things that you would make in a bakery that are your personal favorites?
Cakes and cupcakes. I love decorating them.
Wow. Do you make cakes for the restaurant now?
I've made a couple. I've also made some cakes at home, too.
Okay. Does your family like the cakes that you make?
I would hope so.
Yeah.
They tell you they do.
Yeah.
And cakes are neat because you can make them. We know someone who does cakes, and my son is obsessed with soccer. And for his birthday party a couple years ago, she made him I'll show a picture. This incredible soccer themed cake, and like the kids are all playing at this birthday party. They see the cake, they stop playing, which they never do. They're like, how did that happen?
Well,
Is it
it's
really
really an
edible,
art
right? Like
to
they didn't think they could
decorate.
eat it, and then they're like, no, and they're like, should we eat it? It's so cool. I'm like, yes, you should eat it. And then 2 seconds later, they're tasted great. What's that?
Was there fondant on it?
Yeah.
What is that? It's like that, the hard stuff?
Yeah.
Marshmallow, yeah.
Yeah.
You can make it with marshmallows. There's a couple different ways to make it. I love the way it looks. I'm not a big
Fan of the way it tastes.
I don't like it.
Right.
Is that? I'll
It
say
looks
that.
I
beautiful.
take it off and I like
You can do the most with
frosting
it.
underneath it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It tastes like sugary paste.
But it's good for decorating.
It's not
Yeah.
good. I don't like but I don't know.
The look of it is nice, but
Right.
I don't love the taste.
And one thing, too, I wanted to add, we have a shadow freshman from St. Mary's coming over to shadow our culinary program today, Chloe.
Hi,
We're
Chloe.
happy to have her on board, and she helped Ilianis and Cora get this all set up today, and she's actually going to do the whipped cream piping on top of each one. We're hoping she enjoys her experience today and considers a transfer because we'd love to have her join our program.
Absolutely. Culinary is one of my favorite programs because I love food. Do you want to go into the culinary field?
I think I do. Yeah.
Bet you never thought you'd be in a TV studio.
How was your first day at WTA? Well, I got to make whipped cream or serve it, but I also got to be on the superintendent's radio and TV show.
No pressure at all.
No pressure at all, though, right? How about you, Cora?
I think I would like to stay in the culinary field, maybe like open a bakery or something like that. You know, that's definitely my strong suit. So.
Is
maybe.
baking. Well, there are a lot of bakery type, stores that are popping up all over the place, whether it's cupcakes and cookies and things like that. So it's certainly a high demand career.
Very competitive market. Very competitive market, and ironically, juniors, we started Introduction to Marketing this week. And it's ironic because it's probably the most attention that I've received from Ilianis in 2.5 years because she says, Chef, am I going to need to know about this stuff if I do open up a bakery? And I said, absolutely. And I loved one question she asked me. She said, do you recommend that I do the business end of operating a business in the food service sector, or do you recommend that I do the actual learning, the skills, the production at Johnson & Wales? And I says, well, in my opinion, I think it'd be beneficial to do both. So, a dual enrollment. Johnson & Wales has a 2-year program for baking and pastry arts, and then you can roll that right into junior, senior year, hotel, restaurant, or management business end of it. Because so many restaurants, you could produce the best food in the world, but if you can't manage the behind the scenes aspect of the business itself, revenue, expenses, income, all that, you're going to have a problem.
Right.
You end up with Chef Ramsay in some TV show on Fox.
Yeah, well,
where he comes in and saves the restaurant.
Yep, exactly. So you have to know the business end of it. And if you put your mind to it, you can do anything you want to do. So you will be successful.
I agree. And if we can help you get into Johnson & Wales, let us know what we can do. I'll write a letter talking about how great your mousse is, but other stuff too. You do a great job in culinary, so we appreciate that.
Yep.
All right, Pete, let's play our last song while they serve us the mousse. Number 11. Oh, wow. That looks beautiful, but I would not want to eat that.
The regular frosting underneath. Right. So I always take the fondant off and then just eat the regular.
I don't want to leave the comfort of this place, 'cause there's a hunger, a longing to escape from the life I live when I'm away. So let's go there, let's make our escape. Come on, let's go there. Let's ask, can we stay? Can you take me higher to a place where blind man see? Can you take me higher to a place with golden streams? Although I would like a world of change, it helps me to appreciate those nights and those dreams. But my friend, I'd sacrifice all those nights if I could make the nothing my dreams the same. The only difference is to let love replace all I hate. So let's go there. Let's make our escape. Come on, let's go there. Let's just can we stay? Can you take me higher to a place where line and sea? Can you take me higher to a place with golden streets? So let's go there. Yeah, let's go there. Come on, let's go there. Let's just can we stay? Take these dreams and make them mine. Can you take me higher to a place where line and sea? Can you take me higher to a place with golden streets? Can you take me higher to a place where blind men see? Can you take me higher to a place with golden streets?
It's a hard job to eat more than one
I'm
cup
sure.
of this, but
I'm sure.
All right, welcome back to Superintendent Spotlight. So that was the Creed song we were talking about, Higher. And so as we were on break, I know Pete left the monitor on, so you can't see it on radio, obviously, but you can see it on TV. The presentation that they have made, so they put the mousse into these nice little cups with some fresh whipped cream and a cherry, and then I saw...
It looks
Cole,
delicious.
Right? You were scraping like fresh chocolate on top
I got
of it.
excited.
Yeah,
I got
you
excited.
did. Yeah, I mean,
When
that
I looked
looks...
at, yes.
That's amazing. Yeah, don't make us
Oh,
wait.
thank you.
Wow. Thank you so
Looks
much.
delicious.
And we can go out with the #1 song for the year if you want to.
Yeah, let's do that.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. But before we do, we're going to sample our mousse. I want to thank our Culinary Arts Department for letting us celebrate yet another food day, because we do love that. Don't forget, Tiger's Pride is open today from 10:45 to 12:15, 564-3123. If you would like to get takeout, curbside pickup, or eat in. And then next week, it is National Siblings Day, by the way.
Oh, okay.
And we have Pat Kennedy and the members of the Westfield High School Band, Pete. So I hope you're listening, because we're going to need that section set up next week.
Oh,
and the
boy.
band will be performing live here. So we do some great shows. That's all I'm
Yes.
saying.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
That is it. So thank you, everybody. Thanks for watching. We will catch you next week, and try and stay dry this wet weekend coming up. All right.
I can feel the magic floating in the air. Being with you gets me that way. I watch the sunlight dance across your face, and I've never been this swept away. All my thoughts just seem to settle on the breeze when I'm lying wrapped up in your arms. The whole world just fades away, and the only thing I hear is the beating of your heart. And I can feel you breathe, it's washing over me, and suddenly I'm melting into you. There's nothing left to prove, and baby, all we need is just to be caught up in the touch, the slow and steady rush. Baby, isn't that the way that love's supposed to be? I can feel you breathe. Just breathe. In a way, I know my heart is waking up as all the walls come tumbling down, closer than I've ever felt before. And I know, and you know, there's no need for words right now. And I can feel you breathe, washing over me, and suddenly I'm melting into you. There's nothing left to prove, baby, all we need is just to be caught up in the touch, the slow and steady rush. And baby, isn't that the way that love's supposed to be? I can feel you breathe. Just breathe. Caught up in the touch, the slow and steady rush. And baby, isn't that the way that love's supposed to be? I can feel you breathe. Just breathe. I can feel the magic floating in the air. Being with you gets me there.